They'll be calling you a radical. A lot to talk about as Fukushima goes, as far as the tsunami scattering nuclear fallout all over us, as far as possibly a nuclear reactor in southern Japan has experienced some type of meltdown. Oh, they're all shut down. Doesn't matter if they're all shut down. They're just as dangerous as San Onofre shut down. It's 40 years of spent fuel with no answer. I want first to say this, too. I didn't realize how ignorant people are in this country. People are stupid in this country. It's pathetic. Not once, you fainting goats, have I ever said this was going to kill everyone. Not once have I ever said this was going to end the earth. Not once have I ever said that. Hello, I've said this is going to kill millions of people. Hundreds of millions of people, which it already is killing by possibly millions of people to date. Cancer, hello, cancer. By the way, my fight in the leukemia unit, I haven't been in there for 2.5 years. I was in there yesterday. You know, just being away for 2.5 months, where I did not have very good counts yesterday, but let's hope it's an aberration. This is a hardcore war, a fight. You know, I've done so well with this fight. The survival rate of what I have is almost 0. I mean, I'm doing okay. Well, you know, every time I think I'm past this disease, the reality smacks me. That place is so heartbreaking in there, so hardcore. As I try to get people to go in there with me, they won't go, because in Utah, I stand by myself. I stand alone. They're not about to go into that bone marrow transplant and see the reality, the cancer capital of the world. Let's talk about this in Utah. Major day, major day. It's been a major week as far as what's gone on in Japan. Before I talk about China, let's talk about Utah. This should be the #1 story on CNN, #1 Fox this morning. This is a giant, giant deal. Both attorney generals, we're talking top cops, the top attorney generals, 22 felony counts of bribery charges. Now, I want people to understand my interview with Mike Lee right there. I prepped him. He's so corrupt. He's so phony. He didn't know what Fukushima was. I prepped his aide in the morning. He lied to me. He's holding up his buddy. In the jury, grand jury, in the testimony, behind closed doors, the FBI, the local government. This isn't just the federal. You're not going to be able to spin this on all the feds. Oh, no. This is so corrupt. And K.S.L, I want this to be said. Doug Wright of K.S.L. He is the most hardcore of the passive-aggressive criminals there are. K.S.L should be so grotesquely ashamed. To call themselves Christian is so... Doug Wright, Shurtleff after he's been freaking with a walker. I'm surprised he didn't have a freaking neck brace on. It's so grotesque, but... And you guys read up on how this is played out. This is how corrupt this place has become. With absolute power comes absolute corruption. Now let's remember this. This is... The Attorney General, which I knew for years, I used to argue with him all the time. Call him up and say, hey, what's legal today? Is it illegal for rape or murder? You know, send me a list. I don't understand. You're not enforcing. It's against the law to pay someone cash. They desecrated the construction industry. It's not the illegal. We never had a fence. It's a person paying them cash, exploiting the usury complex. You on the mountain for you usury. This flag, by the way, is an historic flag. Our school that they tore down, the only Frank Lloyd Wright Prairie School, they tore down the big Buddhas here. It should have never been tore down. It's worth maybe hundreds of millions. They tore it down. Everybody wraps them up the state flag here. This historic flag that flew in front of that school for all those years. I went through the school, and everybody went through. Everybody in the community. All these people that wrapped stuff up. He was laying on the floor. Everybody walking over it. Walking over it. Oh, you can have it for $1, Kev. That's what they really think, because it's a masquerade party. They're all fraud. Inside those indictments, which the Tribune has reported, that what they were doing, both attorney generals, in the usury complex, it's pay to play here. These buy here, pay here, nice guy loans, this corrupt freaking thing, usury laws. What they would do, people that are under investigation for all these Mormon Ponzi schemes, because they're everywhere. I mean, the Mormon Madoffs all over. That's who we are as far as the Mormon complex. It's so grotesque. It's so sickening. It's so outrageous. Anybody that was under indictment, these guys would bribe them and pay them. Say, hey, you know, it would go away. Sure to both of them, but they got caught this time. I know Jeremy Johnson, who's in prison down there. He's doing the right thing, throwing these maniacs. But under there, they said that the money was being funneled to Mike Lee's campaign, and Mike Lee knew it. This has been reported. It's right in the thing. This is a major, gigantic story. We're talking attorney generals. Read the charges, 22. Obstruction of justice, threat. I mean, wow. How amazing. This is not on the top of CNN. It's not on the top of Fox. I mean, just shows we have no media, the black and yellow journalistic course. Doug Wright immediately puts the attorney on for him. You know, I know #1 F.B.I. school, criminal justice department, maybe in the country right here. #1 school business in the country right here when I went. I went to school with a lot of these guys. They're not some radical. They're contemporaries. I mean, you read this chart, you tell me how they don't charge them. How can they continue to get away? It's just like Fukushima, the white-collar crime of the nuclear cartel. Now look, when the typhoon hit, I got reports from people that I know telling me that there's possibly a reactor in southern Japan that got damage to it, the spent fuel. And if these spent fuel pools laying on site lose coolant, it's on, and there's no shutting up. But how will we ever know? Now you think about just the fact alone that the cover-up of the media. Now, they were prosecuting inside Fukushima for the early days, and all you people that are just coming to this Johnny-come-latelys, whatever. Look, I've been all over this in day one, right down to predicting my own bone marrow freaking leukemia, my own disease. Look, I have so much experience. We know this is not making this up and hypothesize what's going to happen, what could happen. Nuclear fallout causes cancer, period. It's undebatable. It's gilded in gold, casted in concrete. It's fact. It kills you. Leukemia and these diseases. By the way, I was in there yesterday, and my God, the LDS bone marrow transplant, it's the most heartbreaking place in the world, these bone marrow units. I talked to a guy I know yesterday. I seen him in there, and he says, I'm like, oh my God, look, he's on a feeding tube, whatever. I'm like, what? And he says, Kevin, he drives a truck here, calls, you know, the construction industry. He says, that morning I just couldn't see out of the one eye. That was in the morning. By the end of the day, they were carrying him into the room. That's how fast these things attack you. That's how fast. This is no game. This is no joke. This is our lives we're fighting for here. Nuclear fallout is cancer. Period. Autism, these mysterious diseases, it's Chernobyl heart, it's heart attack, season 130. This is very, very, very real. You know, we go back to Madame Curie, please. Hello. She was in denial. We know how she died. All these people. The 100,000 military personnel on the Nevada test site. Human guinea pig, and they knew they were killing. I have the documentation. It tells we knew it was getting cancer. JFK, July 26, 1963, his incredible speech when he banned the open-air test ban, what's the open-air mass murder. They knew. That my dad was killed. Leukemia. We knew as Utahns, as downwinders. We all knew. What happened to you Utahns? I mean, you make me sick. You're pathetic. You call yourself, you've lost it. Our forefathers, our handcart pushing romantic relatives would spit in your face. They would cry. They would cry. It's so outrageous the way you've evolved into. Lie and cheat. And Doug Wright on K.S.L, the mouthpiece. These are the same people, Doug Wright, propagating, beating the drums to kill in Iraq and Afghanistan. Saddam Hussein never killed anybody. Thou shalt now kill. Forgive them for they know not what they do. You're not Christians anymore. It's a masquerade. It's a hairspray masquerade party. It is grotesque. It is obscene. The cover-up of Fukushima, same thing. This all comes down to the same thing. These are choices among men. These still come down to right and wrong. Lies or truth. I mean, it's really that simple. You know, you're willing to exploit Chinese goods. You know, I don't wear anything made by exploited usury. Buy here, pay here. I mean, it's so anti-Christian, and you claim you're Christian. That's the thing that, you know, it's not about the so-called Christianity. It's about the hypocrites. It's about these hypocrites, the upside-down masquerade party. The cover-up of Fukushima. Look, San Onofre, I was so key, so many of us so involved. We got San Onofre shut down because of the corruption on the inside. It was being reported. The lies. They lied to the NRC. The NRC nuclear relic. I mean, these are felonies. We want these people in jail. This is a big deal today. To Gil Athey, to, you know, Troy Rollins right here. I know a lot of these guys. You know, to these, you know, the F.B.I. attorneys that I know. I went to school with a lot of, they're not some radical, oh, you know, the feds against, no, this is a lot of people in the local levels. Local, you know, the Davis County Attorney General, you know, you read, and you tell me, anybody, Doug Wright, I want to ask you, Doug, you fucker, you passive-aggressive criminal fuck, you are the most dangerous, I'd hate to be married to you or in a family like you. You passive-aggressives who are talking, you are one dangerous people. Oh, you're a dangerous, scary fucking people. Dangerous, this passive-aggressive behavior. What are these guys, prosecutors, supposed to do? This is, you know, they take oaths when they become these FBI attorneys, when they come the investigators. What are they supposed to do when they see stuff like this? Just turn their other cheek like you do? Because what, you're in their club, you're one of them? You know, you all cheat together? No. What are they supposed to do? Charge them, indict them. You know, that's what they're supposed to do. War crimes, the greatest crimes against humanity. The cover-up of Fukushima, very, very real. You know, what's gone on in Japan? Well, they had prosecution. People tried to prosecute. By the way, Abe's party over there, the referendum is on nuclear. They thought for sure they had this one. They lost. Nobody in Japan wants nuclear. No one in Taiwan wants it. This Department of Energy shoving it down our throats. It still comes down to individual. I've said for a long time, come on, my whistleblower in New York, he's starting to get cold feet on me. I mean, look, like I told him, You know, I don't want my face all over. What? Then why did you tell me you're going to do? I mean, what is this? There's no halfway. It's either right or wrong. It's all or nothing. Don't be a snout and dangle a frame. Oh, hi, I have a nuclear option. Here, I'm Walden. I'm going to write another book. We have more freaking nuclear options. Don't dangle this stuff in front of me. You know, if you're going to say it, do it. Just like me. You know, everybody says, oh, you wear your emotions on your... Yeah, because I'm the opposite. I have to be. That's how I'm trying to survive this disease. I'm trying to protect you and your children. I don't want you to die of cancer. And look, and if you don't believe me, the CDC themselves, those liars. The CDC says, they call it the cancer pandemic. I mean, I talk to people. The youngest daughter's boyfriend had to have a thing moved out of his ears. Doctor told him today, I've never seen this in a person your age. His friend, 22 years old, just died. I mean, cancer's rampant. All you people dying of cancer, you think that's normal? No, it's not normal. Young people don't die of freaking cancer. It's not normal. It's nuclear fallout, and it's not hypothesized. Hello, we know from the freaking Nevada test site. We know from the downwinders of Utah. We know, you know, trying to build a, you know, Mike Lee's father died young of cancer. Come on, Mike. Come on. You know, come clean with your lies. Come clean with it. You know, well, enough of the freaking fairy tale, freaking political fear in your lies. We know that this kills them. We know from Chernobyl. You know, I like it. Alina, 30-year-old freaking world-class tennis player just drops dead of cancer. Oh, born and raised Chernobyl. Utah, I mean, the 40,000 Marines, atomic veterans, the 60,000, we know. We know. We know people that work around nuclear reactors, work in there, die of leukemia. We know these things. We know nuclear fallout is cancer. We know. What do? They raise the limit 2,500 times. They just keep raising the limits. Their only answer to protect the nuclear cartel, you, the voter, representative government. It still comes down to your choices as a human being. It's called grassroots for a reason. It comes from up, not down. Look, this is a big deal. You can wave your flag, whatever, wrap yourself up, Futonium manscape. Oh, yeah. You know, I'm doing what I can do. Everything, and I've never said this was going to kill everyone. And don't freaking jump to these things, because you hear what you want to hear. No more dogma burgers, no more. Not me. Enough of your freaking bullshit. You've been so branded lock, stock, barrel. I mean, Doug Wright, K.S.L. By the way, and I'll prove it to you. That video with the horse, the crippled horse that they'd pass, it's a felony in Utah. That's a felony. Yeah, I was the lead story. He interviewed me right here. I was interviewed right here by K.S.L. Lead story at the 6 o'clock news. 10 o'clock, I get a call. Oh, no, these are Bundy ranchers out there. You know? I mean, you just go along, what, because you're in the club, somehow you think you're them? I don't care what religious you buy into. I don't care what political theater you buy into. I don't care. It still comes down to right and wrong. The truth and honesty. This is as dishonest as it gets. And Doug Wright's going to protect these people. K.S.L's going to protect these people. I said that video, broken leg on the horse. The mare shriveled up, dying. I'll post it right here. You know, K.S.L had it on their front page. Then they pull it down. You can pull back on me all you want. All I've done the whole time is tell the exact identical truth. I've let you in my life in a very intimate way. Because you have to wear your emotions on the sleeve. That's how you survive. That's how the light comes out of you. That's how the light radiates. That's how the cancer is pushed out. That's what art is. That's what literature is. That's what creativity is. That's what the human spirit and the soul is. We are flawed creatures, thus nuclear cannot work, will not work. You know, went to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Lie, you beat the war drums. Right here, right here. This young guy, one of the first ones killed here. I know his mom, went to school with him, Afghanistan. On K.S.L, oh, he died fighting patriotic, blah, blah, you know, all this theater. I told her right after that, you're going to be sorry you did all that. Oh, no, he died. You know, I run into her. She's heartbroken. She knows she was tricked. I says, it's not his fault, not your fault. K.S.L, the political machines, your church leaders, your school leaders, your coaches, everybody fell for this, and they postured and groomed that boy to his death. That's who did this, and I made her read East of Eden at the end. Tim Shell, thou mayest. You know, Lee says, you know, when I say Tim Shell, I'm talking about the Old Testament. I'm talking about Steinbeck's version. I had her read it at the end. You know, when Adam's going on, 1914, in your head. They still come down to choices among men. These are choices. You could say, oh, I'm going to brand myself as in this club. This is about wrong or right. This is killing us. The cover-up of Fukushima is grotesquely wrong. Nuclear is grotesquely wrong. Nuclear is a lie. Clean, it's not clean. You know, as Barrett Lake Barrett down there, Mark, one of the great activists, I mean, this is how small the world is. You know, he's the mouthpiece, the propaganda. He's working on his house. He says, Kevin, I'm going to send you up the money. He paid me to put the hurricane shutters, and he's been going at it with him. I mean, small world, so we're going to do something cool with that money. You know, his own blood money. And we're going to turn the tables on you. My hedge fund, I've got it up and going. By the way, IBM and Apple have merged big data on, as far as their database, big data on Balco. Wow, wow, wow. NSA right here, no tariffs, no protectionism, whatever. You know, Energy Solutions dump site out here. Oh, you won't come protest with me. I do it on my own. When I protest, you know, people say they're going to show up. I go out to the military burn site. I do it on my own. I got the cows kicked out of the freaking waste site. I did it on my own. I'm setting a playbook for the new way to survive this disease. On my own with one guy, Brian Morris. You know, I mean, kicked off my Medicaid. You know, that's okay. You know, you give me cancer, you murder my father, didn't give my freaking mom 1 penny. That's okay. I don't want your money. You know, don't give me your money. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it. I don't want it. You know, I don't. You know, they'll be waiting for you at Bellevue with their oxygen masks. You know, even your ambulance driver says it's much too late. It's not your lungs this time. It's your heart and your fate. You know, you went off to Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. They're still there. He's all gone. You went off to Iraq to get a big old sack for Dick Cheney and Halliburton, and you go for it. They're still there. These young men are all gone. You went to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban, to make a pipeline across the Caspian Sea. They're still there. They're all gone. The lies, the truth is the truth. Don't dare you call yourselves a Christian here in Utah. Don't you dare wave the fucking flag. These corrupt, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a big pivotal moment. I've watched this masquerade party go forward. It's against the law to pay somebody cash illegally here, and they've desecrated the construction business. They desecrated all these industries. Not the exploited, it's the exploiters. You know, the chickens are coming home to roost, Bobby. Oh boy. And we've created and we've kicked this can, the 0% interest rate, the Fed coming out making an irrational exuberance comment again. Huh? They made today. Wow, who is the Fed? You know, it don't even get me going, you know, as far as Alan Greenspan, Ayn Rand. You know, don't you love it? They quote him as her political theater as an environmentalist when she was, or excuse me, environmentalist, there's a 46, as an economist. She never claimed to be an economist. She's a science fiction writer. Hardcore atheist born in Stalingrad. You know, you buy into all this stuff. And don't hear what you want from me, you hear what I say. Fukushima is going to give you cancer. Millions and millions of people with cancer. The greatest ecological disaster in human history. Utah, this beautiful place, used to be for the environmentalists. Where are they? No, I can tell you right here, right now, there is one human activist in this state. One. One in the entire state. One. Me. Me! I could prove it. You know, come on, go to the bone marrow transplant center. I got invited in there. I've survived this incredible disease. You know, they say I used to eat, sleep, drink it. I literally sleep with it. I'll go toe-to-toe with anybody in the world. Anybody in the world. Am I the world's quintessential expert on nuclearism? Bar none. Bar none. Not because of my education, though I have that. Not because of my walk, though I had that. Not because of my head of atomic veterans. Not because of the death of my father. Not because of growing up in Utah, but I all have that. My quintessential bloodlines. All that, plus, I got the disease. Say it's going to give it to you, I got it. Give it 2 months to live. I've been through the bone marrow transplant, so going in and out of a coma, the most heartbreaking place on the face of the earth. He's in there. He says, I mean, you guys have watched. You people have been earlier. You know. All my friends that fought with me have all died. The comment's right there. I don't eat, sleep, drink it. I sleep with it. You know, I'm in the fight of my life. I'm fighting for your life. I'm a human rights activist. The greatest violation to human rights, bar none. Martin Luther King did this. Megan Rice in prison, she knows this, is nuclear fallout. You have the right to breathe clean air. You have the right to go out there. It's the hierarchy of needs. Water, food, sex? No. Air, water, food, sex. We've always known that. We've had the sun. This is a scam. I applaud these guys in Utah today. This is a big day. Very exciting. Very exciting. You know, Shurtleff walking out with his walker. I wonder if he faked his own cancer when he had it now. That creep. Such an insult to a person like me. I'm in the fight of my life. I did a lot of it with my central line. I led the Million Masked Man March. People here don't even know who I am. When I'm in New York City, people come right up to me on the subway, hug me and kiss me. I'm in California, people come up to me everywhere, all over. You know, most people really do love me and really do care because this has been an incredible fight and they can relate. Yeah, the knee-jerkers and, you know, oh, didn't you say a month ago it's I never said that, ever one time. This isn't going to end humanity. It's just going to kill somebody in your family and maybe you. From leukemia, from cancer, the cancer epidemic, the cancer pandemic. Nuclear fallout is cancer. Fukushima is cancer, and it's going to kill forever, and there's no shutting off. There's no off switch. And now the repression in Japan, is there another meltdown going on? So that possibly. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's, I mean, What am I up against? Think about what I'm at. With no money, with nothing, by myself, on my own, with Jeff Palco up in Canada. He's dying too. We've joined together. The Jeff Palco No Regrets Fund. We've put our money, that's what we're going to do. We've started a little hedge fund, and it's going to be taking on environmentally, human rights issues. That's what the money's going to go for. Like every dime I've ever had doesn't go for that anyway. Nothing new to me, but what's new to me is the AML leukemia in my body for 3 years. Jeff Palco knows what I know. He's dying. He's dying. He knows it. He has a terminal illness. You know, he calls it the Jeff Palco No Regrets Fund. You know, and my hedge fund experience, graduated the #1 school business in the country right here. Oh yeah, they all died of cancer too. Dr. Cooley in his brain, Energy Solutions, Stair Cycle, the environmental poisoners here. I thought we were supposed to be stewards of the earth. You pick and choose your scripture, you pick and choose your freaking, all of it. You just, it's a masquerade party. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You know, I'm going to keep fighting. And if I'm on my own, fuck it. I'm on my fucking own. You know, I'm not afraid. I got big shoulders. Stay tuned.